In the mid-20th century, we fell in love with a metaphor, the brain as a computer. We viewed neurons as simple switches, zeros and ones, on or off. If you have enough switches, you get intelligence. That was the promise. But intelligence is not consciousness. A calculator can solve an equation, but it does not understand the result. In 1989, the legendary physicist Sir Roger Penrose published a challenge. Using Gödel's incompleteness theorem, he argued that human thought is fundamentally non-computable. We can understand truths that no algorithm can ever prove. We can leap across logical gaps that stop a machine cold. This means the brain cannot be a classical computer. It must be something deeper. Penrose looked for a structure, something small enough to touch the quantum world, but stable enough to rule the mind. He found them hidden in the structural scaffolding of every cell. The microtubules, these are the quantum fibers of the soul. For years, biology ignored them. They were seen as mere structural supports. But to Stuart Hameroff, an anesthesiologist, they were the key to everything. Hameroff realized that when we turn consciousness off, we do not stop the neurons from firing. We stop the quantum vibrations inside the microtubules. This is tubulin, a single protein within the microtubule wall. Conventional science says it is a switch, on or off, up or down. But inside the mind, these proteins exist in quantum superposition. They are both states at once. For decades, physicists said this was impossible. The brain is too warm, too wet. Quantum states are fragile. They should collapse in a billionth of a second. But nature is more clever than our laboratories. Birds use quantum entanglement to see the magnetic field of the Earth. Plants use quantum coherence to move energy with near 100% efficiency. Life has learned to shield its quantum engines from the noise of the world. In 2024, research led by Travis Babcock confirmed it. Microtubules can sustain quantum optical states for much longer than expected. They are not just pipes, they are quantum data channels. When millions of these proteins synchronize, they form a single massive quantum state. This is the orchestrated part of Orch-OR, the brain tuned like an instrument. Your biological architecture prepares the quantum stage for the performance of thought. Every thought you have starts as a calculation within these biological qubits. They allow for a level of processing that dwarfs any silicon chip. Your mind is 1 billion times more powerful than we ever dared to imagine. We are not computer programs. We are a living, breathing quantum orchestra. But what happens when the music stops? Physicists have two ways of describing the world: relativity for the big, quantum for the small. They do not talk to each other. They do not fit. Penrose realized that consciousness must be the bridge between these two worlds. According to quantum mechanics, a particle can be in two places at once. This means the particle is bending the fabric of space-time in two directions at once. Reality cannot sustain this tension forever. It has a breaking point. When the tension becomes too great, the universe itself makes a choice. This is objective reduction, the moment the wave function collapses. Penrose argues that every time this collapse happens, a tiny flash of subjective experience occurs. You do not experience a continuous stream of consciousness. You experience a series of discrete conscious moments. Approximately 40 times per second, your brain collapses its quantum states. 40 times per second, you are born into existence. This collapse is not random. It is orchestrated by the microtubules. They guide the quantum vibrations based on the biological needs of the organism. This is where free will comes from, not from a calculation, but from a gap in the laws of physics themselves. Consciousness is literally tied to the gravity of the cosmos. It is the point where the microscopic meets the infinite. We are the universe observing itself. For 30 years, this was just a beautiful dream, a theory with no evidence. They called it mysticism. They called it bad physics. But in 2022, the evidence began to arrive. Research using MRI technology detected non-classical correlations between different brain regions. This is quantum entanglement, instantaneous communication that bypasses chemical signals. It suggests the mind is operating on a level we simply missed. Then came the study of anesthetics. We found that anesthetics bind specifically to non-polar pockets in the microtubule. They dampen the quantum vibrations, they stop the music. The neurons are still active, the chemistry is still there, but the soul is gone. In 2024, we looked even closer. We discovered super radiance, a quantum optical phenomenon happening inside your head right now. This light doesn't just travel, it amplifies, it resonates. Your DNA may be communicating with your consciousness through pulses of light. We are not just complex, we are non-computable beings living in a computable world. Every experiment brings us closer to the same shocking conclusion. The brain is an antenna. It is tuned to a frequency that exists everywhere in the cosmos. You are not a stranger in this universe. You are a local expression of it. If Orch-OR is correct, then death is not a deletion. It is a decoherence, a return of your quantum information to the larger fabric. You were never truly separate. You are the way the universe finally opened its eyes. Consciousness is not a byproduct of biology. Biology is the way the universe captures consciousness. We are a scattered colony of the infinite, dreaming together a reality we call life. Do you feel the vibration? Do you feel the gravity of your own existence? You are not a computer. You are a miracle. If the universe needs us to observe it, then who was observing the first moment?